How you doing, YouTube? This is Schaefer, FNG Machinist. I found, after a lot of research, I found that there's not supposed to be any play in the gear here. Measuring with some feeler gauges down inside in here, I found that it was 1.70 gap down in there. So having an extra spacer, this one is a 7mm, 7.5, I am going to take out this other spacer here. I'm going to cut a clip in here right now to show you a close-up of in here of where I'm going to put the spacer. Okay, looking inside again, if I can get the light in there, you can see the magnetic horseshoe and the interrupter wheel are centered, so I'm going to take and add into this washer here, which will be easier. And looking in here is a 1.70 millimeter gap, so I'm going to take this 4mm out, and I have a 7mm spacer that I will sand down to the right length. Okay, I got everything pressed apart. Got my electronic slide rule out so everybody can see what's going on. Have it on millimeters. Have it set to 0. Here's the spacer I took out. 4.31. Okay. So we can add that to the 1.7 space. 4.3. So the 1.7 we're missing, we got the 4.3, 6.0. Here's the spacer we're going to, I don't know if we try to get you to see that. It's 7.38. So we have to take 1.32 off of this. I'll take it out on the belt sander, and we'll be back when I get it to the right thickness. Okay, we're recording. We're supposed to be at 6, 594, 592, 599, 36, 584. It's a little flat there. So a little bit under for getting it in there. Now comes the fun part of putting it all back together. I get my handy dandy blue gloves on. Put this out of the way so I don't put it back in. Okay, we're gonna put that back in where it needs to be. Just like the last time, just a little tough getting it all on there. Find the there it is. There we go. Okay. This in there. Sorry, I can't think and talk at the same time. Double check everything is in there good. Okay. Looks like it's coming out really nice. I'm going to have to we'll go over to the press and press this bearing back on and see what happens. If that's good, we can put the intermediate shaft back in, and we're good to go. Alright? See if I can turn the camera off here without... Alright, that didn't take very long. Got it in there. It's in pretty good shape. Alright, now let's try to get the counter shaft. Alright. Slid right in there. Still got all my grease on there. Oh, I should have wiped my hands off. Okay. That bearing's out a little bit. We'll tap that in here in a second. Let's get alright. Alright, so we got that end in. Alright, there's our little careful with these because you can apply sometimes too much pressure on them, and then you'll never find them again. Alright, so that's on there good. Let's give that a pretty good whack. Seat it up against the bearing surface. Alright, let's take a look in there. It seems to be going good. It can slide down. We got the key in there. We just have to get the key for here. There's another little slot on there, but I think a screw goes on there. So the only thing we're kind of waiting for is this bushing that comes out here at the end that we had to order. And it's coming by snail mail, so who knows what happened. So let's go ahead and try to turn the camera off for a second. Let me get all the pieces and we can get our high-low switch in. Okay? Okay, we're recording. This is the part that I had to order. Looks pretty good. Here's the ball, or the divot to for the Allen head there. It's going through that shaft there, if you can imagine that. Then this goes in between the two gears and it will shift. The problem is now, in this little hole here, we have a ball bearing and a spring in that. Sounds good, but if you can see on this shaft, they didn't put those fucking ball detents in there. So you will be able to, once you put it, you could just move this wherever you want and it'll fall apart. So we're going to have to try to put it together, divot it, and then I'll go over to the drill press and press in some ball detents once I figure out what size of drill to use. So for right now, let's see if we can get this in there. See, I'm in that crooked. There we go. There's our handle assembly, but put that in just a little bit to make it easier to that sure threads in a long way. Alright, so we can see, let's do this way. We're going. We just have to and then we'll center the teeth there. See, if we go too far, we'll smack into the interrupter wheel. So we'll center that on that gear in there. Let me get a flashlight here. Okay, there it's centered on the gear. Double check that we're centered. Looks like there was a little snap ring that could go in there. Could be either far forward on this end, but there's nothing on the other side here. So, if you know anything about that, give me a comment. But we'll, what I do with my hammer, put that in as best we can. Give it a good whack. Let's bring it over to the next gear. Let's see what we got. There we go. Pretty good little knots. There's our BB. Whoop! It was on the one under. What did they say? 5 millimeter. So we'll try to find a drill bit. It's a little smaller, then it'll snap right in there. Okay? Alright, stand by, folks. Alright, sorry about that. I got everything screwed in there. Got too excited. So that goes right in there without too much of a problem. So it snaps in there. It's a little rough, but I think we'll be okay. I just put that just below the surface there. I'm going to torque that one. What I'm going to do is, well, we'll leave that there. And now, just in case. Alright, so now comes the fun part. I just got to find that key there. Let's put it to the top here. I think it's a 4x8 millimeter key. And then this is the drive gear. Alrighty. Where art thou, little? Alright, hold on. Let me cut you off and then I'll be right back. Alright. Well, just as I was afraid of, I'm going to have to cut down one of these keys and to get it to fit in there. It was one that they had back ordered, but they'd given me 2 of these spare keys. I just have to cut it in half and round the edges. So let me get set up, and I'll measure out the 8 millimeters and cut it off and round it off with the Dremel tool. And let me get set up, and then we'll get that taken care of. Alright, we're back. Got my little vise I got in when I bought the lathe here. One of my new purchases. We'll try it out. I've never used the Dicam before. Wonder how long it takes to dry. So I'll take, and I'll just use this to scribe the half. It's supposed to be 8 millimeters. There's 8. It's taking a long time. Alright, so I got my Dremel, got my cutoff wheel. Let me get my my readers here. Get my safety glasses with the spectacle readers in them so I can see what I'm doing here. Alright, so we'll come to this end. Make a scratch. So in between those 2 lines is the middle. Let me cover this up here. I have to get another roll of paper towel. I got too much stuff here on my little desk. So let's flip this around. I got something to. Oh, that ain't gonna work. I guess the least amount of dust we can put on this is best. So, extra parts, I ordered extra that I didn't need to, and alright, here we go. Woo! How about that for some smoke? Babies are hot. Well, not exactly in half. Okay, let's see. That's going to be 693. That's 810. So, once we round the corners off of this one, I think we're going to be okay. Walk around the edge like this. Holy crapola. You can see that. It's kind of round. I might be able to use this little one somewhere else. Like this. There we go. Snaps in. Alright, now we'll just have to figure out, I think there's a screw and a washer that goes in there. So, we'll get that taken care of. Let me go get the base here, and I painted that because it was looking like shit. So let me come right back and we'll put this on the base. Okay, here's the box. I painted the base there. The only color I could get was black. Its engine enamel says it's oil resistant, so we'll see. And in the next video, we'll come around to the back side there and start putting it all together and make sure that we get the motor mounted and everything in there. So that'll be it for today. FNG Machinist signing off. Hope you have a good evening. Thank you.